Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky. I'm coming to you from my home here in Cave Junction, Oregon. The subject of tonight's talk is Children of God. It is the story of you and me. In one of my previous talks regarding intelligence, I used the term child of God. We, living on this earth, are all children of God, but we find ourselves strangely subject to a collective amnesia. We have forgotten who we truly are, and have long ago relinquished our true heritage in favor of ideas which have been coercively imposed upon us through the medium of mind control. These concepts separate people according to their belief and are the source of every level of confusion and conflict civilized man has been burdened with since the beginning of time. All understanding, which is the evidence of intelligence, lies within us. It cannot be gained through the imposition of hypnotic pressure from an outside agency or authority. When you see that clearly, all of your questions will be answered, not by another, but through your own understanding. With that in mind, please be open to what follows. Do not believe what you are about to hear, but look at it with a quiet mind. Let the answer of its truth come from within you. This is how one comes to understanding. This is the sign of intelligence in operation. The word God is only a word. Through words, sounds, and symbols, we human beings communicate. This is the only purpose of words, to label our perceptions for the sake of psychological security, to communicate with one another, and to label images which allow for one to operate technically in a mechanistic world. Other than that, words have no intrinsic reality. However, the mind which does not understand itself in its relationship with existence uses words, illusions, to create its own reality. It is then mistakes that image-based world for truth, which is true reality. This is the illusory power of the mind. It can substitute the symbol, the illusion, for the real, the truth, and find itself through unawareness, bound by that illusion. That which is offered through these talks comes from the realm of non-dualism, truth, the what is. It is based in personal understanding, insight, revelations born of direct perception. Either you are able to see the truth for yourself, or you will not. It will be required of you to reach a certain point of quietness within yourselves. This will allow the dualistic mind to cease its judgmental function. Laying such groundwork paves the way for the truth to be seen. My approach to life is: be simple, be quiet, and all that you need to know will be given to you at the appropriate time. Meditation or prayer is the quieting of the mind. Such quieting makes for a mind's receptivity to the truth once you put a question to yourself. Beyond the mind, there is no security. There is only what is, and the mind can't do a thing about it, except to clutter itself up with organized activities, affiliated with like-minded persons, engaged in busy work, which gives one a sense of power. All power is evil, as it is based in the conflict of duality. Duality is the realm wherein the balance of the whole is fragmented through the act of judgment into an image with its opposing forces, each vying for a greater portion of energy at the expense of its opposite. This is why power always shifts. One moment you have it, the next moment you don't. To have it is to be secure. To not have it is to live in fear. When one lives in that realm, one is living in hell. Back to that unknown unity we call God. That unity is beyond all conception, without beginning or end. It is the totality of all, the wholeness of all. It is infinite in its manifestations. Nothing exists but for it. If we are the children of God, which to me is an absolute fact, then we as His children have within us the potential seed of infiniteness of action, thought, and creativeness in our own personal world, that is the Father's. This term Father, by the way, is only a traditional term to point to the creative prime mover as asserted by a male-dominated culture. By the consequences of one's actions, one draws to him all experiences that are required to bring one to a point of understanding. Therefore, one cannot judge another, but merely comes in contact with them for the purpose of learning about ourselves. This is inviolate. It applies to all human action, from the highest to the lowest. You get the right button pushed by another, and it will prove itself to you over and over and over again. When one understands his true infiniteness as a child of God, there is a harmonious flow with the ever-changing energy of life. One is given to know the right thing to do at the right time. Thus, conflict does not arise within such an holistic, loving consciousness. One does not have to carry around with him unnecessary psychological baggage for the purpose of creating a sense of security in which refuge may be taken. That person is still in this world. Conflict may be swirling all around him, but miraculously it does not seem to touch him. It does not find anything to which it may attach itself, for there is no image created where conflict may take root. But it applies only to that individual, that point of consciousness, and that individual alone. This child of God does not need man-made laws to direct him in his action, as intelligence based in sensitivity to divine guidance is the essence of his being. He is in a state of grace. He is protected. He is in this world, but not of it. He is at peace. It is when one gives up that state of balance that one falls from such grace and is subject to man-made laws based in the structured dualistic thought of mindful men. Since dualism introduces conflict, there is a need based in a corrupted mind to structure laws so that one may tell others how they should live. These laws carry with them sanctions or penalties to enforce and control others in their behavior. This is the necessary evil that we recognize as government and organized religions. This is the lesson of life for each of us, to be immersed in this world of darkness, and let our light as children of God guide us in our way. Understand yourself, and then you will be able to help another based on your own clarity. Otherwise, a confused mind will only project its confusion onto others, who are themselves confused. This is the secret mechanism that is responsible for every protest movement, violent or otherwise, since the beginning of civilized history. One finds that this has never accomplished anything other than to create an ongoing problem which only energizes the authority and gives it more power. This is Christ's meaning when he said, "Resist not evil," for all resistance gives power to that which is opposed. I have been questioned by some as to why I persist in doing what I do, that it is arrogance on my part to interfere with another's beliefs or place in life, that it is not my place to change that. It is not arrogance that moves me to speak and to write on the internet, but a need to draw attention to the actual momentum of satanic forces in play, which, if not stemmed in some way, will destroy our way of life. Our world is in crisis. If we can't come to this point of understanding within ourselves, destruction is certain. Those of us who get the point, the meek, will be the only ones around to inherit the earth. I thank you for listening.